It's Monday, September 16. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. The government's electronic warrant module for traffic violations is expected to be rolled out soon. The module was developed in partnership with several entities, including Gov't Jamaica, traffic ticketing stakeholders, the Ministry of National Security, and the Court Management Services. Training and sensitization will begin this week, after which a schedule will be established with the respective courts to start using the electronic system. Prior to the full rollout, a pilot will be undertaken in 4 courts across the island. During a meeting with stakeholders on the traffic ticket management system at the Ministry of National Security in Kingston last week, Minister Dr. Horace Chan lauded the initiative, noting that it will significantly improve the traffic ticket management system and reduce the amount of time consumed in preparing warrants for traffic violators. Petrojam is gearing up to supply low-sulphur fuels in keeping with new international regulations for marine fuel that will take effect in January. Under the new global cap instituted by the International Maritime Organization, IMO, ships will have to use marine fuels with a sulfur content of no more than 0.5% in an effort to reduce the amount of sulfur oxides in the environment. The current limit is 3.5%. Minister of Science, Energy and Technology, Favour Williams, says come January 1, 2020, when the IMO 0.5% sulfur gas regulations for marine fuels come into effect, Petrojam stands ready to supply 0.5% fuel at the right price and quality to the market. She made the disclosure while addressing delegates during a gala dinner at the International Bunker Industry Association Caribbean Bunker Conference in Montego Bay recently. A slew of activities have been planned to mark this year's Tourism Awareness Week from September 22 to September 28. The week will also integrate the observance of World Tourism Day on September 27 under the theme Tourism and Jobs, a Better Future for All. Marketing Communications Manager at the Jamaica Tourist Board, S.C. Gardner, explains.
Our focus is on getting Jamaicans aware of the impact of tourism on national development and the role that Jamaica is actually playing on a global scale in terms of having policies that indicate that tourism really is a driver for our economy.
Speaking at a JIS think tank recently, Mrs. Gardner says that students will be targeted island-wide as part of the week.
We have speakers combining ministry and its agency persons as well as JHTA members who will visit specific schools in all the parishes. And that's to have a discussion about what tourism is, what are the jobs that are there available in tourism. And we're not just talking about entry-level jobs, we're talking the whole gamut. We want to be able to allow students to ask questions of the professionals so that we can tweak their interest. We will have quizzes in the schools as well, just so that to get their interest going.
Throughout the week, the Tourism Ministry will utilize the print, electronic, and social media to highlight the career opportunities, traditional and non-traditional jobs available in the sector. Major highlights for the week are the Tourism Linkages Network's pop-up kitchen and fashion show on September 25 at the Panjam Breezeway in New Kingston, and the Tourism Career Expo and concert to be held on World Tourism Day. World Tourism Day is celebrated on September 27 each year, and the United Nations calendar to foster awareness among the international community for the importance of tourism and its social, cultural, political, and economic value. Jamaica has reportedly topped its Caribbean neighbors in recorded incidents of human rights violation. Of the 1,413 reports received for the period August 2013 to 2018, Jamaica had a total of 505 incidents, most of which were violence against males. That's according to the Shared Incident Database, SID, the regional civil society-led human rights reporting mechanism. Guyana had the second highest recorded incidents at 404, followed by Suriname with 315. The SID data showed that in Jamaica, 52.1% of the incidents were reported by males. They accounted for approximately 1.5 times the proportion of cases compared to females at 33.5%. Age was captured for 70.1% of the total clients reported to the SID. The largest burden of incidents occurred in the 25 to 29 age group. The database was established back in 2017 and rolled out initially in Jamaica before launching in the wider Caribbean in 2017. Portland residents are being warned to rid their surroundings of mosquito breeding sites. The appeal comes from the Ministry of Health and Wellness amid an increase in reported cases of dengue. Senior Medical Officer for Portland, Dr. Sharon Lewis, during the monthly sitting of the Portland Municipal Corporation, issued the warning, noting that the parish has seen a steady increase in suspected cases of dengue fever, which is caused by a virus transmitted by mosquitoes. She said that at the end of August, there were 276 suspected cases of dengue fever reported for 2019. And for the first week of September, 13 suspected dengue fever cases have been noted. President of the Ganja Growers and Producers Association of Jamaica, Richard Crawford, says synthetic cannabis is having severe health repercussions on consumers. He's urging the government to take steps to prevent the importation of synthetic marijuana, even as the United States grapples with an opioid and vaping crisis. Crawford noted that the U.S. President Donald Trump's recent suggestion that vaping devices and flavors may have to be taken off the market to help stop the crisis, as more people have developed a mysterious lung disease from the practice. According to the Pbcj president, more than 130 people are dying daily from overdoses of prescribed opioids, the misuse of prescription pain relievers, heroin, and synthetic products such as fentanyl and oxycodone in the United States. Iguanas are among the world's most endangered animals. In Jamaica, fear causes many to rush to kill them. But these animals are vital to our ecosystem as they help to disperse the seeds of many native plants. Marlon Samuels looks at measures being used to protect the Jamaican iguana, once thought to be extinct.
The Jamaica iguana was thought to be extinct until a change encounter led to its discovery in Hellshire, St. Catherine. The Jamaican iguana is not found anywhere else in the world. It is very large and can grow up to 150 centimeters, making it Jamaica's largest native land animal.
This species is an ecosystem engineer, if you will, or a habitat manager. So basically the iguanas are consuming important food resources, important plant species from the dry forests of Jamaica. And as those seeds pass through the gut, it actually degrades the seed coat and allows germination to happen faster and a bigger percentage of seeds to germinate. So basically the iguanas are helping to maintain the dry forests, which are also an endangered ecosystem for the country.
One of the steps taken to protect the Jamaica iguana is the implementation of an Iguana Head Start program at the Hope Zoo in Kingston. The Hope Zoo is internationally recognized for its Iguana Head Start program.
Here at the Hope Zoo, we are in charge of the Head Start program for the highly endangered Jamaican iguana. The program consists of us collecting hatchlings just after they've hatched from their sites in the wild, and we will feed them up and rear them over a number of years.
Once the tiny iguanas get to a certain size, the iguana are released into the wild, but not before health checks are done.
1490.
Get the bag weight there. 30.1. So the tail is very stubby. Male iguanas have 2 penises, so it's a female.
We're looking for any lesions in the mouth, the color of the mucous membranes.
I would say she's in good condition. One of the main threats to the iguanas in the wild are invasive species. So we have a lot of cats and dogs and mongoose in the natural habitat for the iguanas. So what we're trying to do is make sure they're big enough to be able to defend themselves against those predators. So we want to check the mass, or how much the iguana weighs, and how long it is, how big it is from snout to vent. And then we run a quick analysis to see if it meets our minimum requirements, and then size-wise it will be ready to go. But then we also want to do a quick check just to make sure it doesn't have any lesions, any bruising, anything that might give it a slight disadvantage once we release it into the wild.
The conservation and recovery effort is working. Over 400 young adult iguanas have been released into their native habitat. Some have been killed by mongoose, wild cats, and wild dogs. Also, human activity continues to take their toll on the iguana species. Conservationists are currently trying to find a home for Jamaica's largest land animals so they can be safe. Marlon Samuels reporting for PBCJ News.
The US dollar on Friday, September 13, ended trading at Jamaican $137.43, down by 34 cents. That's according to the Bank of Jamaica's daily foreign exchange trading summary. The Canadian dollar ended trading at Jamaican $103.99, down from $104.81, while the British pound sterling ended trading at $170.53, down from $170.98. In regional news, the Inter-American Development Bank has confirmed its commitment to work with Latin America and the Caribbean countries in strategies to prevent and reduce crime. During the Citizen Security Week 2019 that wrapped up at the IDB headquarters on Friday, the international financial institution emphasized that to improve long-term citizen security, it is necessary to have greater investment in social development and more effective, efficient, and transparent institutions. IDB President Luis Alberto Moreno said, quote, "One of the lessons learned over the past 20 years is that we can't solve security problems if we act in an isolated manner," end quote. During the Citizen Security Week, the IDB said discussions focused on the importance of preventing crime and violence in high-risk areas and in those that impact vulnerable populations such as women and youth. In addition, the IDB said delegates stressed the importance of working to improve institutions responsible for preventing, countering, and prosecuting crime. Cleanup has resumed in the Bahamas. This after a new storm brought heavy rain to the Bahamas 2 weeks after Hurricane Dorian devastated the islands. Tropical Depression 9 strengthened into Tropical Storm Humberto on Friday night, bringing heavy rain and strong winds. It is now slowly moving away from the Bahamas and is expected to steer clear of the United States coastline. In Trinidad and Tobago, the 2019 tax amnesty has been extended to Monday, September 30. The tax amnesty was originally set to run from June 15 to September 15. Minister of Finance Colm Imbert, in a post on Twitter yesterday, said, quote, "All taxpayers should take full advantage of this extension if it is applicable to them, as there will be no further extensions to the tax amnesty in 2019." End quote. In sports, we look to Trinidad and Tobago. Special Olympics athlete Sean Gibson has been found dead. According to the Daily Express, police suspect he was murdered. The report stated that Gibson's body was discovered in his native country at the back of a woodland vegetable stall along M2 Link Road on Saturday morning by the owner of the stall, who came to set up his place for business at 8 a.m. The Jamaican Tallawahs registered their first victory in the 2019 Hero Caribbean Premier League with a 4-wicket beating of Barbados' Trident in the third of 5 home games at Sabina Park on Sunday. Chasing a target of 141, Tallawahs started positively through Chris Gale, 28, and Glenn Phillips, 22, in a 48-run opening stand. In the end, the Tridents were 140 for 9 in 20 overs, while the Tallawahs were 141 for 6 in 18.3 overs. Despite winning with 9 balls to spare, Tallawahs remain at the foot of the 6-team standings on 2 points with an inferior net run rate. Tridents are in 5th, also on 2 points. In the weather report, at 4 a.m. Monday morning, center of Hurricane Humberto was located near latitude 29.7 north, longitude 77.3 west. Humberto is moving toward the northeast near 7 kilometers per hour. A turn toward the east-northeast is expected later. An east-northeastward motion with a gradual increase in forward speed is expected tonight through early Thursday. On the forecast track, the center of Humberto is forecast to approach Bermuda late Wednesday or Wednesday night. Maximum sustained winds have increased to near 140 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Additionally, strengthening is forecast during the next couple of days. Hurricane Humberto is not a threat to Jamaica. The Meteorological Service will continue to monitor the progress of this system. And that's the news on PBCJ. Thanks so much for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.